Big reptile talk. Yeah, we working on talking about service. Big reptile talk. When it comes to talking about snakes, yeah, love that we got for them we think, yeah. Big reptile talk. Let's talk about reptiles. Yeah, big reptile talk. Let's talk about reptiles.
Hello? Is this thing on? No, I'm totally kidding. I know y'all just seen me. Anyways, welcome to the podcast. It is 2023. We're doing amazing things, bringing on amazing guests. We had an amazing year last year. Now, I'm excited about these two guests we got today. They both amazing people. But before we talk about that, you know what we got to do? We got to keep those lights on. So let's talk about our sponsors. Shout out to Mile High Mutations. That's my brother from another mother, man. He's producing some amazing snakes. Make sure you hit up his Instagram. Make sure you hit up his Morph Market. He's producing just quality snakes. Give him some love. Tell him Derek sent you. Now, you know we got to shout out to Morphed Ambitions. That's my brother Eugene, man. Eugene, I love you. Just amazing snakes, and that's what it's about, man. We showing some amazing breeders, man. He's producing high quality snakes, and not just that. He produces snakes, and he can sell you some mulch while you're there. So hit Morphed Ambitions. Tell him I sent you. Get a snake. Even if you don't get a snake, go get 36 bags of mulch. Shout out to my dog, man, Large Marge Morse, man. He's not currently breeding yet, but he's getting some amazing snakes under the radar. And I believe that when he does start breeding, he's going to be producing some heat. Now, you know, we got to go out to Canada, man. Shout out to my dog, Mike at MKL Exotics, man. I love you, brother, man. You support me, and I appreciate you. One thing I like about MKL Exotics, you know, he's producing hog noses. You know, it's something different out there. Not everybody can produce amazing hog nose snakes. So shout out to my dog, Mike, man. You're producing some high quality stuff, and I love you, brother. Shout out to my dog, Fries Critters, man. Now, let me tell you about Fries, man. He ain't breeding nothing, but he supports the community, man. So go hit his Instagram, get his followers up. I love you, Fries, man. Thank you for supporting our channel, man. Shout out to my dog, man, Mad River Serpents and Rattery, man. They selling snakes and rats. Hit them up. Check out their snakes. They got some high quality snakes. And you already know, man. I ain't even got to say much about this brother right here, man. Everybody knows I love the Exantic Morph, man. So hit up his Instagram, hit up his Morph Market. When you're producing Exantic snakes that look like that, man, like it's incredible, man. Shout out to my dog Matt Yates, man. Like when I tell you he has an incredible ball python company, he's producing some great snakes. Go hit up his Instagram, go give him some love, tell him Derek sent you, and man. Now, when I tell you this is an undercover brother right here, he needs a lot more recognition, man. Shout out to Ball of Hand Pythons, man. You got some amazing stuff, man. I love you, brother. And last but not least, I saved these people for last because they are a husband and wife power couple, man. King's Reptiles, man. They don't just produce ball pythons. They produce amazing boas, man. So if you're in the market for a boa or a ball python, go check out their Instagram. Go check out their Morph Market. Tell them Derek said you can get 1% off. I'm totally kidding. They didn't say that. But anyways, hit them up anyway. Show them some love. And while you're here, man, you know you got to support USARK. They so big in the hobby. Shout out to the early birds, man. Shout out to the early birds in the chat, man. Let's give some love, man. That's one of our sponsors right there. Shout out to Fries Critter, Bosa Balls. I see you. My Animal House, man. What is up, man? Rodriguez Reptiles. Y'all go give him some love. He needs it. We love you, man. Shout out to Rodriguez Reptiles. We love you, brother. Eric B, man. He said, "What the heck? I thought this was Oprah." What's Big Reptile Talk? You silly, man. Lindsay, shout out to Lindsay, man. In the chat. My Animal House, thank you for the super chat. Y'all go give him a follow, man. He's a great supporter, man. Eric B, Blaker's Pythons. So many early birds. Shout out to the early birds, man. But without further ado, we bring it on Miri from MSB Reptiles. Now, I like to say, you know, she's part of that clique. that Rep the Chip clique, her, Snakes and the Fat Man, JT, Feely. Shout out to the Rep the Chip clique, the Rep the Nation, if you will, man. So let's bring her in, man. What the freak is up, Miri? How you doing today?
I'm all right. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Excited to have you here, man, just to kind of catch up and see what you've been doing, see what you've been up to. But before we start, man, I want to have a little fun. A lot of people know that, one of your biggest things that you did was buying into the Monarch projects. And I think that is such a flex. So do this with me like this. Do like this. I think that's such a flex. So and I say that's a flex because in my mind it's like, okay, she bought one snake. No, she bought the whole collection. So I wanna reenact that. So like act like I'm the guy. Like I'm gonna act like you the guy. So I'm gonna come up to you. You say, what would you like to buy today? Would you like to get a snake from me? Say that. Say that.
What would you like to buy today, sir?
You know what? I was gonna get a snake today, but I want your whole collection.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
exactly how it went. You already got it.
That's major. That's a major flex. I love it, man. Now, I want to get a little history. What was some of your projects that you worked on before you got into the Monarch project?
Lots of pied. That was my whole thing with everything. I know that's a lot of people's first. That contrast has always caught my eye. It is something that I will always love no matter what. I will put it in everything at least once. Mostly pied and Xanthic. Xanthic, when that zebra bee was still out, it was like $20,000 for the first one. I'd say those two were my top two.
My God, $20,000. I love them, and I love it. Now, you're producing these pies. You have your hand in the Xanthic stuff. What made you say, you know what? I want to, let's make this like a double question. What were you looking at, also before you bought the Monarch project? And then what made you say, you know what, that's what I want?
Of course, big into following Kabilka. Any of those 5 to 8 gene animals that kept flying out, that was everything that I really wanted to do. Of course, starting out, you don't have all the money in the world, so you got to start somewhere. I don't know. Monarch was definitely on my top. As soon as I saw it, it was something that I wanted 1,000%. That price tag was not what I wanted. Worked my way through 3 to 4 years or so, like non-professionally, so to speak. Finally got my big girl pants on and was able to buy that out. So I'd say the only thing that really kept me from doing that was that price tag for a bit.
Right. Now you mentioned JKR, now that's the big dog, that's the big dog in the game. Just for shits and giggles, shout out to Clover's Reptile, shout out to Iron Dog. Just for shits and giggles, name like one project, we all could do this. Name one project that you were thinking about and JKR beat you to, and you just was like, shit, I was going to do that. I wanted to do that.
I don't think I wasn't in the game at that point where I was able to even like follow that stuff. As soon as I saw it, it was just like he was coming out with stuff. I'm not a huge original thinker. I do follow 1,000%, but as soon as I got in the Monarch, I'm like, I'm doing this. I finally have something ahead of somebody else. But everything else, I was just so far back. I was such a newbie. I loved the Pompeii, but that wasn't even like, I don't think anybody could have expected when that came out. There's no way. Batman's, I would totally say, I'm just like, I love the mystery that comes with putting all those genes together. And that's what I love about Kabilka, because he comes out with all the stuff that nobody would even be able to think up. So right. I don't even know at this point if I can think back that far for that question.
Right. I love it. Shout out to JKR. Now, it's 2023. You just moved. What are some of your goals this year? What are some of the things you want to get done this year, accomplish?
I'm buying a house this year, 1,000%. I'm getting my rat building. I'm getting my snakes out of the middle of my house, and I'm putting them in their own pretty displays, and I'm so excited.
I love that. I love that. So you're gonna have like your rat building, you're gonna have your snakes separate. That's a good idea because
Oh yeah.
let me tell you something. I live in an apartment and I feel like my snakes are definitely more aggressive because I have my rats in my room with my snakes, and it's like I just walk past my cage and my snake is like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, chill. It's like, you know what? They smell these rats. So it's like, man, I need another spot because them smelling the rats in that same room definitely to me makes them more a little more aggressive. I don't know if that's they
I'd say
just
it's a good thing sometimes, especially for feeding. When it comes to that, they're ready to eat.
it's like could you imagine that you just sitting in a room and you can't touch it, but you can smell a cheeseburger for 24 hours?
Oh hell no, I couldn't.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Now, I want to give you a hot seat question. You have an amazing reptile name. MSB Reptiles is a staple. Everybody knows it. And we were just talking about Canova. Shout out to Canova. He went under that, that huge name change. It was JKR for so long. Now it's Canova. So just for shits and giggles, it's MSB Reptiles. But could you act like we're doing a name change? We're doing a major rebrand. We're doing a major rebrand. What would the new company name be under the major rebrand?
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I would definitely stick badass in there somewhere because I'm starting to finally feel myself. I'm like, okay, we can fit some badass in here. My second job is bartending, so I'd love to shoot something else in there too. Like I said, I'm a terrible original thinker. I would love to hear what somebody else has to say because I love the initial thing. But if I can get some extra badass name in there, I am all for it.
Just make it crazy. And they're like badass motherfucking reptiles.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. Right there. I'm changing it tomorrow.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man. I say I'm not a breeder, but I go by Derek's Reptiles. But if I had to change my name, what would I don't know. That's a tough question.
Yeah, I know.
That's a hard question because you look at Canova and you just like, damn, that's a dope name. It's just, and it's like even when you say it slow, Canova. It's just like, damn, that's hard.
Right off the tongue, yeah.
I love it. I love it. Now you've been breeding, so long, and I want people to be able to come to my podcast and learn and have fun. So, give me some of the hardest parts to you that of breeding reptiles, and some of the easiest parts for you.
Got it. Work, the labor with all of these critters. That has been my kryptonite lately. Not 100% kryptonite, but having 2 jobs is tiring. You have to have that drive and you have to do this 1,000% for the love of the animals or you're not going to keep doing this. There's no way. Easiest, I would say pairing and coming up with new projects because that's the fun part. That's the part that I really, really enjoy. Even cleaning, it's enjoyable because you get to hold everything. But hardest would be cleaning, labor. Easiest would be the fun stuff, the pairing and projects for sure.
I love that. I love that. Now, just so much great information. Shout out to Mindy Boyer, Timeless Morse.
Mindy.
She said Miri's badass reptiles. Miri is badass, and I'm gonna tell you how I know she's badass. I hit her up to do the podcast. She ended up getting sick. She had COVID. Most people I know that had COVID. Most people I know that had COVID had it for 2-3 weeks. She had COVID for 1 day and was done. I said, damn, she didn't beat COVID ass. She got over COVID in 8 hours and she was I'm COVID free.
I wish it was really 8 hours. I was in bed for a day, but I can't sit still.
Damn. I love it. Now, look, I want to have a little fun and act like every, ball python breeder in the world is in this podcast right now, listening to you. What's one thing you would tell every ball python breeder if you could?
Buy something else along with ball pythons. I love my ball pythons. I absolutely love them, but broaden your collection. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to learn all the extra stuff other than the genetics are phenomenal. I love it. It's so much fun. But the localities and learning about other species is my favorite.
I definitely agree. I know I went to this is probably a couple months ago. Don't get me wrong. I love ball pythons, but I was going to this reptile expo and I was like, you know what? I know I'm gonna find an Amazon tree boa. I went in there, 897 ball pythons. I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all don't sell nothing else. I'm pissed, but
Yeah.
I love ball pythons, but I couldn't agree with you more, man. Just definitely get multiple species. It broadens your not just your knowledge, but it'll also broaden your customer base.
Exactly.
Now, I want to give you another hot seat question. You ready for it?
Okay.
We all know the iconic duo, Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg. Now, in this scenario, you're Martha Stewart. Who's your Snoop Dogg? And they got to be black. Anybody in the whole world. Antoine? High Desert Pythons? Oh, I'm tagging him. I love that. That's a good combination.
You had him on last with me. I have to. That's yeah.
I love that. That'd be a dope ass combination. The 2023 Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg, Miri, Sydney, and High Desert Pythons, man. Shout out to Antoine, man. I need to get him back on, man. See what he's been doing, man. Super funny, man. Now, I want to talk. Give me your opinion. This is something that comes up in the hobby a lot. Breeder loans. Are you for them? Are you against them? And if you could do one, who would you do it with?
Ooh, I mean, that is definitely on whoever is doing it. I have never actually done a breeder loan with any like kind of ball pythons. There's been species related things, but me and Feely have talked about it a couple times. So I'd say the first person that I would do it with is definitely Feely of Feely's Clutch. Because we've talked about it, because I definitely shoved him into Monarch like so fast. He had told me one day that he really wanted to get into Monarch. I'm like, you got to come down. And so he ended up coming over when I lived in New Mexico. And I'm like, it's yours. Take her home. And he ended up buying a female from me. So I would definitely say Feely. I'm for breeder loans. I don't have a huge opinion exactly on why you shouldn't, other than, I mean, there's definitely issues that can come with it, whether that be money or people who don't necessarily get along after a little bit. So it can be hard, but you got to trust certain people and you got to do it with the right people.
Right. I agree. Shout out to Feely. I don't know what it is. He just looked trustworthy, don't he? I don't know. Maybe it's his beard or something. I don't know what it is. Maybe
He's
it's his
a
beard.
fellow redhead, so I can trust him.
Well, I'm not trustworthy. You do a breeder loan with me, I'm running off on you. It's all mine. I said, breeder loan. This is my snake. What are you talking about?
That would be so difficult, like seeing that, and then depending on what you agree on at the end, you might be like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I love it, man. Shout out to Feely, man. Definitely a good guy. Shout out to his podcast, man. And speaking of that, man, I gotta ask you. I know you've been busy, man. But there's so many podcasts out there, man. When are we gonna get another episode of Zach and Miri does a podcast? When's the next episode dropping?
When we can get a damn day off together. We both work every single day. It's just, I guarantee I'm going to be making up the biggest and greatest reptile room there ever is, on my side at least. Definitely with a whole podcast area. And of course, I've moved again to North Carolina, so that's been a whole redo on getting all the animals settled in again. We're just so damn busy.
Right. Now, how does this work? The queen of Monarch with the king of Ultramale.
Two different rooms.
Two different snake rooms. So you like, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that mess. I don't want to see it.
Nope. We got a couple in each room that belong to the other person. We keep our tags separate, but we clean each other's and feed each other's. So we're not that split apart, I guess.
I don't know if I could do it. If my wife get the opposite, I'm gonna say, honey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I mean, the size matters, right? I got the biggest room. It's there.
I love it. Now, being in the hobby, we love ball pythons. I got to ask you, did you get a chance to check out Dave's movie? The ball python
Oh
project?
yeah, I did. I watched a lot of it. I was trying to watch it at work for a little bit, like in between opening the bar and whatnot. I didn't get completely through it yet. I've watched bits like every other week to continue with it, but yeah, all I really got through was about the first 25 minutes. That was a while ago.
Even still, can you imagine that, going to Africa to shoot a movie on freaking ball pythons?
Yeah, I would absolutely love it.
Right. I would have loved to see a lot of. I love Dave. I love what he did with the movie, but I would love to have seen him take a few other, amazing herpers with him. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. He's
Dave,
out with
Adam Wickens.
yeah, with Wickens. They've been going everywhere together. I'm so jealous. I've been watching them all the time.
He can do that. Dave got that money. I'd be like, where's Dave at? Sri Lanka, Japan. I'll be like, damn.
Getting paid to travel, man. I
Getting
need
money.
it.
Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be like you could just wake up? You know what? I'm getting ready to go to Japan.
That's what I've been wanting to do. I wanted to do it so long one day.
I love it. Now it's 2023. What are some of your current projects that you're working on, or can you not? It's like kind of hush hush.
So I actually, because of moving, of course, I've said this a million times now, but I have my big projects going. I have the Pied Monarchs coming. I have the Batman Monarchs coming. I have Raven into it. I have Black Adder into it. I have a ton of stuff that I can't wait to come out, but a lot of my females reabsorbed. I'm finally getting into the ultrasound game. So I'm watching that. I'm getting all that started. Yeah, I'm getting the bigger projects finally. A lot of the visual stuff is coming. A lot of new projects have happened. I've gotten into puzzle. I've gotten Xanthic into Monarch to see what that does. I've gotten Albino into Monarch to see what that does. I have Pied Albino going into it. I have a lot of stuff going.
That's incredible. Y'all hear all that stuff she's working on? I'm excited. I'm excited to see. You said Batman Monarch? Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be tough.
I know. I'm so excited.
I love it, man. Now, the guest that we got coming on just popped in backstage. Who do you think it is?
I have no idea. You surprised me last time with Antoine. I have no idea.
Right. Shout out to y'all. What's up, Sean? Y'all 2 times reptiles, man. Much love. Now we got the guest here. What is going on?
Hey!
Long time no see. Now that you've moved out of my hood.
It's forever. I miss you.
I know.
So real quick, give us a backstory. Miri, Deadly Tarantula Girl. Welcome, Deadly Tarantula Girl. How do y'all know each other?
You want to take this, Miri, or should
Oh
I?
goodness. The love of each other was just there. First of all, it was just there. Being in the same area, that was the start of everything. Going down to see Marita, going herping. I miss that so much. I miss all your critters, and I miss the family.
I love it. So y'all said y'all used to go herping together?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. She got. I love Deadly Tarantula Girl's collection. She got a lot of venomous stuff. Now, Deadly Tarantula Girl, I gotta ask. Currently, what you been up to lately, right now?
Oh gosh. Of course, I don't know. Anybody that follows me knows that I invested into some het albino wallabies this year. So yeah, they're a lot of fun. So I bought a pair of Joeys that are an unrelated pair that are both het albino that came from marsupial farms out east. And so luckily I got them when they were just off the bottle, because that's like, oh no, that's no fun at all. But when I got them, they were still in the pouch stage. So they were like these little babies that you just carry around, and they like cuddle with you, and they're growing up now. They're a year old, and they're maniacs. They're all over the house. They're all over the yard. And so they start reproducing at about 2 years old. So I'm about a year away from albino wallabies. That's different, I think. Getting pretty serious into like miniature livestock and birds, and of course with the economy and all this crazy stuff, people are like homesteading. I do a lot of gardening, and pretty serious into retics and blue tongues, and I have a pretty nice collection of heloderma. I have quite a few beaded lizards and Gila monsters. Monitors, of course. I mean,
when are you just gonna go ahead and open up the zoo?
She has a zoo.
Yeah.
You
So
have a zoo
yeah.
to where we can come to your house and just tour
Well,
the animals.
So it's a private zoo right now. If you come, Derek, yes, absolutely, you're VIP. We do community events on occasion, but it is a private zoo. So it's a long story, but our big plan was to relocate to Texas, but we knew we needed some land and a big place, and so we had a facility when we were in New Mexico, and we decided to leave our facility. We built a place that could be moved. And then when it came time, we thought, we just want to start over from the ground up. So we bought a 5-bedroom farmhouse on an acre that all the animals could move into temporarily. And it also had a corral with barns for my livestock. So we moved into that. We immediately bought the 5 acres behind us. And we were going to build a big facility behind us. But then for some reason, we were drawn to the property across the street from us. And we thought, it really would be cool if we just kept the acreage behind us for like ostrich or zebra or something cool. And we had the whole property that was open to the public across the street. There's a whole acre over there. So we bought that. And we actually ended up putting a tiny house on it. And the plan is to move forward with putting up our facility on that acre this year. It's already 2023. And so, yeah, we're trucking right along. I retired from teaching and I'm writing books. So it's really nice because I'm working from home now. And that has been so amazing. And so, yeah, we do already have a zoo. It's a private zoo. But we basically want to have a breeding facility with a showroom that would be open to the public.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. So
Daily Transfer Girl's not playing. I'm jealous. She got a zoo. She's living my life. If I had an Uno card, I'd give you the reverse card right now. I reverse it so I could come live at your zoo and have fun with all the animals. Now, Miri, I gotta ask, you big into the ball pythons. I don't know if you've been keeping up with JKR, but he's been releasing a lot of videos about how to stay afloat in a ball python recession. So my question to you is, with 2023 starting, the end of 2022, do you feel like there was a recession? Did you feel like sales kind of dipped, or did you really weren't hit too bad? Do you feel like it was a recession when it came to the ball pythons?
I'd say for things other than Monarch, thankfully I have that. It's still specialty with people trying to get into it. I felt it on the other side. I'd say with anything else that I had for sale. I've had a couple things. I mean, they're nothing crazy. So I don't know if that was just because of like anything that I've worked with that's just been oversaturated. I don't know. That's a good question. Because I keep thinking about it. I saw when this video came out. Unfortunately, you can see that on my other job of who's spending money somewhere and who's not. So I'd say it could be a mix of both for sure.
Right. Now, did you get a chance to see this? Because I've seen that JKR picked up some, but give me your idea on this, and then we'll keep going. Have you been keeping up with the Mandarin gene? Shout out to the Tofu Royals. Have you seen that yet?
I've seen a little bit come back up. I remember seeing it a long time ago and it kind of being around, but I haven't seen lately. It definitely impresses me. I haven't worked with it yet, so I'd love to see more come with it.
Right.
Yeah.
I love the gene. I like the orange. It just pops out to me now. Now let's keep going. This is for both of y'all. I thought that y'all knew each other from the Reptile Expos. So I formulated this question to kind of, give me, because I've never been to Tinley, and I think y'all both been to Tinley?
Yeah.
So tell me how.
The first year I was going to Tinley was the first year of COVID when it all got shut down. So
that was a great.
But what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, give me talk about, we know about, all the reptile expos, but why do you guys think Tinley, Miri hits a lot of them. I don't know if you hit a lot of them, Daily Tarantula Girl, but why do you think Tinley is so special? And not just that, did y'all get a chance to go to Animal Con?
I've never gone to Animal Con.
I haven't either.
Okay.
I'd say Tinley has just been the beast as long as anybody can remember, and I think the longest standing with the biggest.
Well, Daytona was used to be the big show,
right,
and Tinley really took that over. So Tinley's been the king of the expos. Of course, Arlington's getting a really big too. People come, as you know, from all over the world to Arlington.
Well, Daytona has the beach, though. That's why I like the Daytona part. Tinley doesn't have the beach.
Well, there's also the Super Show in California. That's technically the biggest
I haven't
show.
gone to that one yet. I need to.
Right. I'd like to go to Tinley, man. Have you ever been to Tinley? Or you just kind of go and hang out?
I have.
I don't vend out of state because it's just too much work to ship animals and do all that stuff.
Right, you got a lot of that venomous stuff now. Daily Tarantula Girl, I gotta talk. Like, what's been like the hardest part of owning venomous for you?
Well, New Mexico's laws were not as restrictive as other states, but that's actually why we came to Texas, because there was a lot of things that we were interested in that either weren't legal to keep in New Mexico or you had to be specially permitted for. And unfortunately, the chiefs of Fish and Game that have been in office for a long time, there was one guy named Charlie Painter, and we just waited for Charlie to die. And he finally, he is dead now.
Damn.
Rest in peace,
we just waited
Charlie.
for him to die. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Die. No, just kidding.
So, unfortunately, he brought this woman in and trained her. And so, basically, they were running the state offices based on their personal philosophy. And what they would say is, well, we don't want New Mexico to be the next Texas. They just did not personally believe in people keeping crocodilians, which I love, cobras, and things like that in the private sector. And so we just left the state. We came to Texas. I would say probably the hardest thing is to have good safety measures in place and to always make sure you're following them. Because when you're in a private facility, people are very tempted to, get relaxed, work without shoes on. We don't really drink. JD doesn't drink at all, and I drink a little. I mean, Miri knows. I'll have one once in a while, but so we're not drinkers. Of course, we don't do drugs or anything like that. But so like JD's diabetic, we always check his blood sugar before we go and work with venomous. Everything has to be kept securely. When we had kids, the venomous were outside of the house in a locked facility. We had a keypad on the, it was like double, triple measures on everything. That way, if something did get out, it was in a contained room. All of our racks are on wheels, so you can move stuff back and forth. Of course, we have hooks, we have tongs, we have thousands of dollars worth of handling equipment, locking buckets, and all of that stuff. And so I would just say, if you reach into a ball python enclosure and get bitten, who cares, really? I mean, who cares? But if you do take that fatal venomous bite, that's the end of the road for you. You're endangering your crew. Of course, that's could really endanger other venomous keepers in the hobby as far as it affecting the laws. If it got out, depending on where you live, of course, if you're like in apartments or something like that, I don't know that you should, really probably be having cobras. But we're off on our own little, compound. I would say always staying safe. That's probably the biggest challenge. The worst thing we ever had to deal with was we had a spitting cobra that had a problem with retaining eye caps. And that's just really not a fun procedure with a spitting cobra. And so that was always a nuisance working with that animal. We had them for years. And finally, there were species of cobras we were more interested in, and a buyer who was just really hot to get them, and he still has them. And so, yeah, I would just say making sure safety always comes first, even though you might be tempted to. I don't know. We're not real into like free. We don't do this crazy stuff where you kiss them and all that stuff. But a lot of people are very interested and fascinated, and so when people come over, you always have to make sure that you're always putting safety first,
I
or for
agree.
your own safety, everyone, the animals. Ultimately, the animals end up getting euthanized as well, and it's certainly not their fault.
I agree. I begged my wife. I never owned venomous, but I begged her and cried, and I moped around the house one day, and she finally let me get a copperhead, and I had nightmares the whole time I had it. I slept bad every night. In my mind, when I went to sleep, the snake was out. I was like, the shit's under the couch. The shit is under the couch somewhere. I'm scared.
That is funny.
Do you,
I like
but
copperhead.
do you know how I convinced my wife into allowing me to get this venomous snake? So I asked her about it. And I teach everybody this. If you ever want to, even for you, Miri, this goes for Zach. If you ever want something, use this trick, okay? And matter of fact, you do it with me too, Miri. Now, this was a trick. I said, babe, I really want this copperhead. She said, no, instantly, no. It's venomous. We got a child. No. So what I did was I moped around for like a whole week. I just and then one day she said, what's wrong? And this is what you do. You just say one word, and this is what you do, and you walk off. She said, what's wrong? I said, life. And I just walked off. And you know what she did? She said, get the fucking snake. Get the snake. I'm sick of this shit. You moping all around. Just get the animal dead. So you do it real quick, Miri. Just do the mope. And then and I say, what's wrong, Miri? Just say, life.
Life.
Well, yeah, I had a copperhead, man. It was
done that before.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
I had the copperhead. It was a fun experience, but I don't know if I'm ready for venomous. It was, and I think I'm mature enough to say that. Now, I want to talk like this is for you, Miri. For me, I'm new to the snake game. Now, for me, when I knew that you was coming on this podcast, I looked at the monarch and I looked at the ultra male. Mm-hmm. And to me, what is the difference? I can't see no difference.
There's so much difference. I have a million pictures I can show you. I will post them. I've been needing. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm setting a goal for myself right now because I've been meaning to do this. I have pictures of Zach's ultramels with my monarchs. It is night and day difference. Don't say anything. I like ultramel. Okay, I like it. It's pretty. It works with the lighter genes. I'm not a lighter gene person. That's just me. Monarch, dark. I like the dark. It goes better. Ultramel is all right with the dark stuff. Not the best. Monarch, dark. Ultramel, light. I have two different pictures. I can't remember exactly what it is. Like an Enchi yellow belly something. Ultramel, and then the same thing with Monarch. And it's night and day difference. And I will show you and I will post it. And everybody who's on here, I swear I will post it in the next week because I work. But yeah, it's gonna happen. It's night and day. I will go to the ends of the earth to prove this. I don't care.
All right. Now this is for both of you. I don't know if you feed live. I don't know if you feed frozen thaw, but I don't think this is talked about a lot. When it comes to rats, what do you think is the best rat diet? What are you feeding your rats? Are you just feeding them normal rat food from PetSmart? Are you feeding them dog food? What's a good diet to make sure that your rats are healthy and to keep your snakes healthy?
Go ahead, Marita.
Oh, so I just do the Missouri rodent, and then I do supplement with vegetables on occasion. And that seems to keep my animals. Mice get tumors in the past with other diets that I've used. That works well for me. And then if they're breeding rodents, you want to cull them off after a while anyway. So that seems to work really, really well for me. I like that it's a larger pellet. Our rodent racks have that like grate on the top. And so they eat it and don't pull it through. And it's not very dusty. I like that because, oh gosh, we've had different rodent feeds before that was very dusty, and it just, rodents already are nasty.
Yeah.
And so the last thing you want is just dust on top of that. So what do you feed?
I feed now I feed Orangeburg. I think that's what that's called if I remember. That's like up in this area. I used to feed Lindner feed sow cubes when I was in Texas and New Mexico, and that was my favorite food. I had tried Missouri for a little bit. I didn't see much difference between that and my Lindner feed at all, other than they had more weight on them with the Lindner feed. They seemed overall healthier, less thirsty. So if I could get that feed here, I would. But the Orangeburg has now taken its spot, and it seems to do pretty well.
I love that. I love that. Just great information for the people that is listening. Shout out to Buckeyes Morse. They said, we love you, Miri. Monarch is better than Ultra Male.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out to Eric B. He said Ultra Male over Monarch. I love it. I love it. Now, you've been breeding, and I'll get to, you too, Miri. I don't know if you're selling on Morph Market, but Miri, talk about, you sell a lot at the shows, you sell a lot by word of mouth, but I want to talk about Morph Market. How do you deal with those tire kickers that ask you 796 questions, but they never buy nothing? Are you nice, or what's the question limit? Do you give like 20 questions and you just like beat it, bucko? You're not buying nothing, or what do you do? How do you deal with those tire kickers?
It depends on the day now. There's so much more of that lately, I've noticed. I had someone just straight up say, send more pics. And that was the only message I've ever just ignored. There was no like nice, hey, can I please get some more pictures of this? And I normally add at least 2 pictures on my ads. And then I'm like, what else do you want? Like, I don't understand this question or even lack of questions. Send more pics. I am too nice, definitely. I'll send them usually without any context, because the ones that say, can you please send more pictures, never come back, ever. I know the people that are going to buy with me 1,000%. I'll entertain the ones that won't, I know. Maybe they like to see more monarchs. That's okay. I'm too nice. I send the extra pictures and go all in, except for that one message, because I was like, no, I can't this time.
So what are you saying? You got like a 10 question limit before you say beat it, bucko?
It usually only ends at 1. Thankfully, I have either all or nothing. And so it's 1 or 2 messages and then they fall off, and that's it. And that's all it gets to, which is great. I'll leave it at that. That's fine with me.
Nah, you need to get that patented. I think that'd be some dope MSD products. You got 5 more market questions, then beat it, bucko.
I need to add that into my policy.
I love it. Now, I want to talk about tarantulas. You're deadly tarantula girl. You got a lot of spiders. You like spiders. Real quick before I talk to you, Miri, would you handle a tarantula?
Yeah, I used to have a bunch of them in New Mexico. Since I've been moving, they don't move very well, and I didn't want to buy any just in case. Yeah. So I will. Oh, when I have my house, so excited! I'm gonna have so many, and they're coming from Merida.
You're gonna buy some tarantulas. Now, Miss Daily Tarantula girl, like now when you're dealing with tarantulas, how do you deal with the escapees? Do you ever have escapees, or are you just too careful? You don't ever really have escapees?
Sure, we do. You just know that they might pop up again someday, and sometimes they don't. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean they might pop up again and sometimes they don't? You need to burn your house down. You got spiders you never caught?
Well, there's the ones that are arboreal, so they're gonna go straight up your walls and crawl on your ceiling, and that's only once in a while. Oh, this is fun. So one time we had so many people writing us on our channel all the time, complaining about black widows and asking questions about black widows. And so I would answer the same questions. We had done videos about black widows, all this stuff. So I finally harvested a few black widows, and I was showing them, and I was saying, this is what a black widow is. This is not a black widow. This is a brown recluse. This is, a hobo spider. This is dangerous. This is harmless. So my black widow that I had laid a big egg sac. And so I was going to show it to my viewers, and it actually hatched in the enclosure. And when I opened it, about, I don't know, 10,000 baby black widows just went parachuting all around my room.
So you telling me your house could possibly have
That was
9,000 black widows running around?
no, that was in my old facility. Yeah, not here. So anyway, people were freaking out and saying, "Oh, it's biohazard. It's all this stuff." And I said, "I'm just gonna let them grow up in here. I just let them be a natural fly catcher. We get flies every now and then. It's the middle of the desert." And I shit you not, it started looking like a haunted house with the clouds of cotton. You couldn't even walk.
Oh,
So
hell no.
finally, this is really terrible. We opened the doors and just were chewing them, and they were growing up in there. So I had to get the shop vac and just start vacuuming up because the web was everywhere. I mean, it was from rack to rack to rack and down to the doors, and you'd go try to open the door, and that was actually, like, I would say a little borderline crazy. But here was the experiment. Would anyone get hurt? None of us got hurt. The spiders minded their own business. They stayed away. They probably ate some flies. They were totally harmless. When black widows and even brown recluse bite people is when people surprise them. They hide in little dark areas. So, it might like get in your boot, and you stick your foot in your boot, and it's going to bite you because it's scared or it's trying to defend itself. But people say that, rattlesnakes and black widows, oh, they're so dangerous. They're really not. Statistically, most people get bitten by rattlesnakes going after them, trying to kill them. Oh, my cousin got bit by a rattlesnake. What was he doing? Well, he was trying to chop its head off with a shovel. Why? I mean, just leave it alone. We have rattlesnakes all around us. We do vaccinate our dogs. So if our dogs get bitten, hopefully they won't be killed. But I mean, I mean outside of our house, there's rattlesnakes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not like loose in our house or anything. No, but I mean, the one venomous bite any of us have gotten was outside of our house in the woodpile. JD got bit by a Western Diamondback, I don't know, in like 2018 or something. And this was really ironic because one of our sponsors had just contacted us and said, "Hey, I know you guys keep venomous, and I know that there's venomous around where you live. I just got an amazing, like a emergency snake bite kit." And we said, "Well, what is it? Because, to be honest with you, most of those are, they don't really work. Like there's lots of, like the venom extractor that sucks out venom, that doesn't work. And that's been proven not to work." But he said, no. He said, this is basically a circumferential compression device. And it was designed by a toxicologist that's an ER doc. And it's gone through several, what do they call it when you make something and then you improve it?
Right.
What?
Trials?
Yeah, it went through trials,
Yeah.
prototypes. They went through several prototypes. And so now they're actually manufacturing it. And in fact, they changed it to be like an oval because the toxicologist said these people that get bitten by venomous stuff that necrose, they can just suture up an oval and remove that tissue. So we had been sent this venom lock. And so, of course, we had a few of them, and we would keep like one in our place, one in my pack when we would go out hiking. And we put it on him, and we went to the hospital, and the ER staff, so he worked at the hospital. The one nurse that did not know who he was said, he hasn't been bitten. He has no symptoms. He has 2 bloody little spots, but he has no symptoms of a venomous bite. It was something non-venomous. And the staff said, "You don't know these people. He knows what it is. He knows exactly what it is." So the doctor that came in knew him as well and said, "Give him the anti-venom that we have, and then we're going to life flight him out." So he got flown to Lubbock. And even so, we took the venom lock off as soon as they gave him the anti-venom. And within 20 minutes, his entire hand blew up like a balloon, his forearm all the way up to his shoulder. And that nurse was freaking out because she said, I really did not. They said, we've never seen anything work that well. His hand was swollen up inside the device, but they just thought it was because he was wearing it. That's why it was swollen. So anyway, we were life flighted to Lubbock, and they discharged him in the morning. They gave him more anti-venom, but everyone was coming in to come and observe and document his treatment with this venom lock. And they were asking, where'd you get it? How was it made? Blah, blah, blah. And so it was really interesting because we were the first human trial for the venom lock, and it works very well. So everybody get one.
That's pretty awesome. Shout out to the the venom lock. I love that. I'll be honest with you. I'm still stuck on the loose spiders, but awesome story.
Yeah.
I love. Shout out to the venom lock though. It's awesome. If I was ever at your house and like a hair fell on me, I'd fall out. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I just kidding. We love you.
Not everybody's as boss as I am, so I know that. I know it.
I love your collection. So man, I really wanted to get a spider, and my wife wouldn't let me.
You're scared. What are you talking about?
No, I wanted one. I wanted one. I didn't want a whole bunch of them. I wanted one, but not like a whole bunch of them. But she wasn't going for it. Now, Daily Tarantula Girl Marie, I want to say that you're an icon. You're absolutely crushing it on YouTube. I want to say 50,000. I don't know if you hit 60 yet, but man, like, how awesome is it to realize that you almost to that YouTube plaque?
Gosh. Well, I'm old school. I'm older than most of the online community, I think, and we don't follow trends, and we're actually changing up our format a lot this year, and just to try and make it more fun for people and more fun for us, to be honest. I mean, I think our first video was published in 2012, so we've been on YouTube a while, and so yeah, I mean, we're coming up on over a decade for sure, and it's a lot of fun, and I would like to get to that 100,000 quickly. My goal is always to educate, and secondly to amaze and entertain. I like showing people animals, and sometimes having them say things like, wow, I didn't know that there were beautiful snakes, or I didn't know there were beautiful tarantulas, or I didn't even know what a wallaby was. People say, yeah, kangaroos, and I say, well, no, they're like a miniature kangaroo. And well, what's that? And so basically just that opportunity to teach people, that's my passion. And
I love that.
So if I can turn someone into someone that's willing to learn more or listen more, or if they accidentally learn from me, that's a win. And so if I can get to 100,000, to me, that's just teaching more people. And that's what it's all about.
I love that. Y'all go subscribe to her YouTube channel. She's absolutely crushing it. I love that. Now, Miri, I gotta ask. You're killing it when it comes to the ball pythons, and I want to know. It's 2023. How can people that want to do what you're doing? How can they level up and kind of do what you're doing? What's some good tips? You mean like
first they have to be a bomb ass bitch because girls crushing it.
They definitely, I would say, buy into the biggest damn project and the thing that you definitely believe in 1,000%. First and foremost, I need to quit being such a baby, and I need to be on YouTube more and do more shit like that, because I feel like I'm falling off the face of the planet a little bit for the time being, since I've been moving so much. But since I don't do it a lot, get on and do videos and reels and do all of that, because it makes a huge difference. When I do it and I actually get to talk to people for the in-between of the show, since I haven't even been going to shows a lot lately, just freaking talk to people.
Right, I agree. So your tips is just get your face out there, level up, meet people, show them your brand, and just buy what you like. Get what your hands in, what you can get your hands in. I love that. Now, Daily Transfer. I want to talk about something before we, because I like to keep my stuff to an hour and a half if we can. But what are some of the snakes that you currently are working with right now?
I'm breeding coral cobras, which are really beautiful. Gosh, I mean, I could name a lot of stuff. I've never reproduced any of my heliderms through all these years, so I'm really hoping to produce some of those this year. I really like venomous lizards, and I think they're cool. Gosh, I mean, are you wanting to know about something specific, or just know?
Just kind of want to know what you're working with, snake wise. I like the snake side of the hobby, but I love the spiders too, though.
Okay, so I have ball pythons, king snakes, corn snakes, rat snakes, milk snakes, ball pythons, reticulated pythons, about 5 species of boas. Okay, I'm trying to go around the room. Of course, groups of everything. Did I say rat snakes, king snakes, milk snakes?
So you got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, pretty much. I don't like just working with one thing. And there are things that I like more and things that my husband likes more. That's the bad thing about us. We support each other in going the extra mile. And
retics.
You
didn't say retics.
I did say retics. Yeah,
so I'm guessing his favorite is the retics then.
No, that's actually my thing. But we have more and more and more retics. So he's like, "Why aren't you saying retics?" He just walked in. So yeah, lots of retics. I mean, I have probably 5 snakes that are in the 17 to 20 foot range. So I mean, those big adults alone are, they take a lot of food and a lot of care and a lot of, they can be a challenge.
With snakes that big, do you have to do any kind of hook training or target training?
Oh yeah, definitely. So we of course have heavy duty equipment. My python hook, I don't know. Did you ever see that, Sid? That biggest python hook that I have?
Yep. Yeah.
It's huge. The hook is like the size of my head, and I mean it's a big hook. So of course we have a lot of equipment. We tap train. So we do crews. Anything that's over about 8 feet long, it's no less than 3 people working. Everything's in a locked enclosure. Of course, dogs and cats put away before any big snakes come out. And of course I have tortoises and turtles and frogs and leopard geckos and day geckos and skinks, and
I'm jealous.
I always forget about the tortoises. I always think I have.
Well, there's one sitting right here staring at me. So I was like, oh yeah. We have mata, fly river turtles, alligator snapper, common snapper, river cooters, red-eared sliders. Oh, so yeah, this is what I'm talking about for my.
What you moving with that? An anaconda?
Yeah, pretty much. My biggest retics. I mean, they're heavy. Yeah. So we're talking heavy duty, and I'm very thankful for my equipment sponsor, because every time he sends me a box, I'm like, woo wee, this was $700 worth of stuff, man. Thank you for all new knives and packs and safety equipment. And
now, you with all your animals, are you more so on the keeper side, or are you doing a little bit of breeding of anything?
Oh, anything we have, it's for breeding. Yeah, anything I named, we have pairs or groups. Yeah, usually, like retics and ball pythons, 100 snakes. Everything else, in the 20s range.
Well, we've been going almost an hour. I'm glad you said that. I got a hot seat question for both of y'all. First off, Miri.
Yeah.
Who's the better breeder, you or Zach?
Oh, me.
Oh. Is that a question?
Shots fired. She said that instantly. She didn't hesitate. She said, "Oh, me, duh."
There's no question. No question.
Same question, Miss Marita. Who is the better breeder, you or your husband?
Oh, that's really easy, because we both have our specialties. So it depends on what you're talking about. There are things that I specialize in, and there are things that he specializes in, and we both are experts. And so together we make a super team. So we both are.
I love that. That's so humble. See, shame on you, Miri. See that humbleness? Shame on you.
Come on.
That's opposing to me. So if he wants to choose that, I'm the better one.
I love it. Well, ladies, I want to say that, you both came on here. Y'all gave us an amazing hour. Everybody that's in the chat, thank you so much. Miri, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Daily Tarantula Girl, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I just want to say I appreciate you both.
Appreciate you.
I'm getting ready to let y'all go. Yeah, it's always fun chatting with both of y'all and seeing what y'all are up to. So again, thank you. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and go. Y'all have an amazing night.
You too.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Super fun hour, man. We got to catch up with Miri from MSB Reptiles. Super dope ball python breeder. Make sure you hit up her Instagram. Make sure you hit up her Morph Market. Even if you don't do that, just go buy some of her shirts. Go buy some of her merchandise. Shout out to Daily Tarantula Girl. Go subscribe to her YouTube. Everybody in the chat said it was a great live. Shout out to Eric, man. I appreciate you for saying that. If you're still here right now, head over to the Iron Dog Show, the Iron Animal Show. Go give them some love. Just an awesome podcast, man. Two amazing women in the hobby, kicking ass. I love that. That was so fun just chopping it up with them. Could you imagine loose spiders? Oh no. Ooh, I'm itching now. So before we leave, you know what we got to do? We got to pay those bills. So make sure you hit up Mile High Mutations. Give him some love. Just some amazing snakes over there. Hit up his Instagram. Hit up his Morph Market. Make sure you go give Eugene some love over at Morphed Ambitions. Amazing snakes and mulch. Even if you don't get a snake, go buy 57 bags of mulch and tell him Derek sent you. Shout out to my dog Paul over at Large Marge Morse. Not breeding yet, but he's getting some amazing snakes. He's low-key just acquiring some firepower, and when he does breed, he's going to breed some amazing snakes. Make sure you hit up my dog from Canada, MKL Exotics. Amazing hog noses, man. I kind of want one of those. Shout out to Fries, man. Fries is an amazing supporter of our channel, man. So give him some love. Go subscribe to his Instagram. Shout out to Mad River Servants and Rattery. Amazing quality snakes over there. And you already know, like, I love this name because it's like I just said that and I didn't even have to say it. It's like you already know he's producing some amazing snakes. That's my brother, man. I'm a big fan of the Xantic. I love the white black morph. It's actually probably my favorite. I like the Xantic. Probably the Xantic is the only dark morph I like. Then I like the brighter colors like pastel. I'm still kind of learning. Shout out to Matt Yates Reptile Company. He's producing some amazing snakes. And this is a low-key breeder right here that I think definitely needs a lot of attention. Ball and hand pythons producing just quality animals. And shout out to this couple right here. I have one of their shirts. I think I won it in a giveaway, but shout out to King's Reptiles. Just a husband and wife power couple producing amazing boas and snakes. Hit them up. Go tell them Derek sent you. Until next time, man, this is Big Reptile Talk. Hopefully next week we'll have Ozzy. That's what we're shooting for. So fingers crossed we can get Ozzy Boys, bring him on to catch up with him because he's been doing some amazing stuff. So until next time, man, this is Big Reptile Talk, one of the coolest podcasts around. Let me see. What was I looking for? I don't know. Until next time, man, we out of here.
Big Reptile Talk. Yeah, we working. Big Reptile Talk. When it comes to talking about snakes, yeah.